Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about why would you send this to my home? DoorDash customer blames driver for quality of Subway sandwich, sparking debate. Okay, let's get this out of the way right off the bat. The driver has nothing to do with the quality of the order, realistically speaking. At the end of the day, the quality of the order is dependent on the restaurant. You can't blame the driver for that. However, we do receive the blame half the time because we're the one receiving the ratings. But at the end of the day, it's not our fault if the order is not up to the standards of which you expect. It's the restaurant's fault. So with that said, I actually want to go over what is being said in this article, how it actually is for drivers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A TikTok user went viral after expressing their disappointment with a Subway sandwich that they received via DoorDash. You know, I'll be honest with you, for the amount of Subway orders I've gotten on Uber Eats and DoorDash, I haven't received many quality orders from them. Like, it's very rare when I see a quality order from Subway on Uber Eats or DoorDash, which says a lot about their customer base. The creator's initial verbiage started a debate in the comment section, with some folks criticizing the man for deciding to use DoorDash to have food delivered from Subway in the first place. Others thought it was unfair to suggest that the delivery driver played a part in the quality of the sub not being up to par. I feel like both arguments are valid here. On one hand, you can't really blame the driver for the quality of the Subway sandwich, but on the other side of that, why would you order Subway on DoorDash knowing that it's gonna be 3 times the value? Like, it's amazing how we went to $5 footlong to $30 delivery, tip included. Rico at Yeahitsrico captioned the video with, "Someone's gotta pay for this, bruh," and a text overlay reads, "I'm about to throw hands with the DoorDasher who delivered this." I'm gonna leave his TikTok as well as his profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. So you're about to start a fight with a guy who literally hasn't done anything wrong because Subway sent you a less than quality sandwich. Like, that's ridiculous. In the clip, the TikToker and Twitch streamer picks up the sandwich even though it's still wrapped in paper. It's evident that whatever sauce was used on the meal seeped through, resulting in a soggy mess. Rico dangles the sandwich in front of the camera, where it undulates in the air like a massive, thick, wet noodle. And suddenly, I'm no longer a customer at a Subway. It's amazing what people will do for views on their TikToks and Twitch streams. Like, you're willing to fight a random DoorDash driver because of a sandwich that you ordered. If it were my guess, it would be the sweet onion sauce that actually caused that. That was the one that always had a problem with me. Nah, Subway, y'all gotta explain, bro. What the F is this? What is this effing thing? He questions. This isn't a sandwich. Why would you send this to my home? You know, usually if it has time to achieve all of that with the quality of the sandwich, it's most likely because of a low tip or no tip order. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know whether he tipped, but that's usually the case in my opinion. Many TikTokers seem to take issue with the fact that Rico blamed the catastrophic circumstances in which his sandwich arrived on the DoorDash driver who delivered it, which he apologized for and further explained in the comments section of the viral clip. First off, I'm glad that there was a significant amount of people defending the DoorDash driver. I feel like a lot of times the DoorDash driver is blamed for things that are not his fault even a little bit. So good to see that TikTok is on the defense as well as the offense. Wait, the DD driver makes the food now? One commenter asked. No, they do not. Did your DoorDasher soak it in a bucket of oil? Another added. What do you think we got in our cars, man? We don't have time for that. I know it's not the DoorDasher's fault. I'm sorry. Leave me alone, Rico responded. Okay, if you knew that was the case, why is the TikTok still up there? Why is he getting upset because people were pointing out the truth? I think, one, he was genuinely upset that he got an order that was less than quality. 2, he put it on TikTok to make a thing about it, and he thought people would side with him because he's a TikToker and a Twitch streamer. He's probably got a decent following, and he thought he would go viral with this concept. Or it would go viral in this concept in his his favor, not for the favor of all parties involved. So it ended up being a poor bet on his part. There were also other users on the app that said it wasn't the Subway location or DoorDash's fault that his sandwich arrived as a sopping wet mess of inundated bread and mushed together ingredients. That he should have paid closer attention to the types of condiments he was putting on his meal. So it wasn't the driver, it wasn't the restaurant, and it wasn't the fact that he didn't tip, which that could have played a part, but not really. It was the idea of the sandwich being ordered in a specific way. That's interesting. But with that logic, wouldn't it mean that the Subway location should prepare for that? Isn't that something that Subway should be fighting against, knowing that's an issue across the board? I don't know. I feel like there is a certain amount of accountability that Subway should have, but under present circumstances, that is something customers should account for too. Not your Dasher's fault you ordered an oil sandwich, one user wrote. I mean, I guess there is truth to that. What did you order though? Second question. Actually, that's a good point. Did he actually say what he ordered from Subway? Others just couldn't understand why Rico would want to DoorDash Subway to his house, while some said that they've had experience with dripping wet sandwiches from the chain in the past too. Okay, so it is a consistent problem with Subway as a whole. Not just DoorDash, not just Subway. Having Subway DoorDash to them. This is a consistent issue. Sounds like Subway isn't really accounting for the concept that people order in more nowadays. I used to work at Subway. That's what you get for DoorDashing Subway in the first place, one viewer said. I don't like the idea of blaming the customer, but I mean, I guess there is truth to that. If the customer wanted a sandwich in a certain way, you should be able to accommodate for that. I don't understand what the problem is. That's literally Subway. All of their $7 sandwiches are like that. Same guy that gets mad Walmart isn't fresh, another claimed. Oof, that is just brutal, man. While many people thought that Rico's decision to load up his order with condiments is what resulted in an utter culinary disappointment, the TikToker rejected this hypothesis in the comment section, stating that the only condiment was a small amount of mayonnaise. Wait, hold on a second. Mayonnaise did that? A wet, oily noodle of a sandwich was ordered with light mayonnaise? I'm still questioning Subway as a company, to be honest with you. It's not even about the condiments, it's about the ingredients as a whole. I gave the DoorDasher a $7 tip and I ordered light mayonnaise on my sandwich. Stop saying I'm a bad person for being hungry, brah, Rico stated. Okay, $7 tip, which means with the $2.50, it's a minimum of $9.50 as an order. Fine. Light mayonnaise on the sandwich, so it wouldn't end up being a wet noodly mess, assuming that it was a order that wasn't sitting for a while. With a $7 tip, it shouldn't be an issue. Fine. And no, he's not a bad person for being hungry. The thing that was bad was that he was blaming the driver for that. Like, he was ready to fight the driver for that. That's what bothered me in this situation. There were some users who offered up an explanation as to why Rico's sandwich ended up being a wet, unappetizing mass of protein, carbs, and fat, stating that the transportation method may have something to do with it. An unappetizing mass of protein, carbs, and fat? You know that the person who's writing this is a fitness nut. Like, holy crap. Because I don't look at a sandwich and think it's a mass of anything. I think it's a sandwich. Although I will tell you, I do need to work on my weight loss game, so it's not like I shouldn't do that in the first place. I think the Dasher put it in a hot bag with hot food, sadly, one user suggested. That's possible that he got this order as a stacked order. That would cause the order to be almost like turning the plastic bag it comes in into like a saran wrap, causing the quality of the food to drop. Although here's the other side to that. Let's say he got the sandwich toasted, right? And then he put it in the hot bag, which then again, that causes the same thing. Almost creating like a sauna of sorts for the bag. This is one of those things where I'm like, do you actually use the hot bag for a Subway sandwich? Or do you just leave it on the seat and let it do its thing? Because I'll tell you what, that would end up causing the quality of the sandwich to drop. I feel feel like that's an argument that every driver would have, and all the drivers' opinions would be different depending on who you are. This hot-on-hot technique, placing a warm food item that contained wet ingredients with toasted bread, created a sauna of sorts for the Subway meal, which theoretically resulted in Rico's sandwich dilemma. But here's the thing, do you need another meal to do that, or does the heat from the Subway sandwich enough to cause that? Because in that case, the DoorDash driver got a bad rating, a poor review, on such a public level for something that he should have done in the first place according to the standards that DoorDash presents to drivers. Which then brings up the question, should we reevaluate when to use a hot bag? Because in this case, it actually reduces the quality of the order. I don't know, I feel like overcomplicating things like that will end up in a strong debate across the board, and I think DoorDash as a company can't even do the minimum for us, so providing a guide on which is best for each type of meal would end up causing poor results in a lot of different cases. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. No matter which way I look at it, this is not the driver's fault. Whether it was because he put in a hot bag, whether it was the customer's order, the Subway franchisee, even just DoorDash as a company, it's not the driver's fault under any circumstances. Because he did everything he could and everything he's supposed to. Now, Subway as a franchisee, as the people working there, I don't know what could have been done, what shouldn't have been done, what absolutely should not have been done. And the customer, he got a sandwich with light mayonnaise on it. He tipped well. I don't think anybody did anything wrong. I think that this is just what happens. I think it sucks that it happened this way because as a customer, yeah, I would be upset if I got a seeping wet oily mess too. But I don't know if I would make a TikTok about it because at the end of the day, it's no one's fault. It's just part of ordering the sandwich. Now, can you also argue that Subway should prepare certain wrapping or certain transportation for the sandwich so that way it can be delivered properly? Yes. Is that actually going to happen? Probably not. Subway as a company has already been downhill ever since the $5 footlong stopped being a $5 footlong. In any case, I think the guy was upset. I think he was a Twitch streamer that thought that he would get more support on his side, and the fact that he didn't was just insult to injury. Let this be a lesson to any customer that tries this. At the end of the day, if you try to put the blame on DoorDash for the quality of your food, it's not going to go in your favor. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!